Okay, they make me shine, 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 shine,
Hey guys, welcome back to Mr. and Mrs. Godfrey, our vlogcast. We want to appreciate you guys for all the love that y'all poured out on our last video. Everybody was telling us like how much they enjoyed the content. So look forward to more videos from us. It was super fun to make. We have stuff that like we've recorded over the last few months, like regarding our first year. So stay tuned for that stuff. We're gonna try and keep it very consistent. Like, comment, and subscribe. I checked.
Post notification. Turn on post notification. Turn on post notification.
Oh, that is a new one. Okay, I was like, that's not included in like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, turn on post notification.
And turn on your post notifications.
And share.
And share. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. I need a list so I don't miss it.
It's
but
a lot.
yeah.
It's a lot that they say about. Also please make sure. We'll have our own YouTube page right now. Yeah.
So, yep.
Mr. and Mrs. Godfrey, please subscribe. Please share to as much as possible. One of the things we want to do with this is not just for fun. It's for people to learn lessons and be able to see that they don't make some mistakes that we probably have made and stuff like that.
It'll be very much fun and teaching. So, lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Let's go.
All right.
All right, people. Yeah.
Uncle D, what you got for us today?
Thanks for all that info.
I think D has to be part of this
Let's
every
go.
time. I don't know why he was.
Listen, I'm part of this. We want to know. Give us the juice.
No, hold on. Are you
Everyone-
saying you're really part of this?
I'm part of this.
Yeah,
So
he's here.
we are asking
So you'll be
questions.
always asking us questions.
I'm
like
asking you guys questions.
Okay.
Yeah, because last
People
time
want to
it was
know.
just vibes.
Somebody
we
will
were
put
over
on the
talking.
YouTube page and say it's the Uncle D's past question, but it is it.
Listen, I'm telling you. People
We're gonna
want
try
to
to have
know.
a little more structure. Still fun though.
Yes.
Because I feel like it kind of got muddled. We were excited, anxious. It
It
is
what it is.
Yeah.
But okay,
Now,
Uncle D, over to you.
People want to know.
People want to know.
How did y'all meet?
That's the question.
That's the $1 million
How
question.
did we meet? So, you want to go first?
You go first.
Ladies
first. I'll jump in.
Yeah, he'll be talking soon. So, how do we meet? A mutual friend introduced us.
Oh, let me start because it was me that met you.
I asked him if he.
So.
Oh yeah, you were
Yeah.
first contact. Okay, that makes sense.
So on this day, me and Dee were in the car driving. I can never ever forget. We're driving, and before then, we flew into US. Me and Brian. I remember the night we were going to leave. I can't forget. Me and Brian held hands together and prayed, and told God that, you know what? We believe Brian would really have always wanted me to marry. I remember one time Brian would be crying. One day they said he was crying so badly, and then they kept asking, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "I want my siblings." And then I remember a couple of times, Brian, if somebody visits, and Brian would say, "Is this? Let go and marry her." So that became a major part of my life where I was believing God for a wife, and. I remember we prayed, me and Brian, we held hands together and prayed about this properly. And we sort of said this particular year, that was 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago?
Ciao.
Oh,
Don't
sorry.
get in trouble.
Again, okay.
Don't refer to the time. Just say,
Remember these dates.
Yeah, okay.
That day.
So I know we came for summer break, me and Brian, and we prayed that night before we left for the airport. And that prayer was like, God, it doesn't matter where, America, Nigeria, this particular next season, we must find this special hit person. And then we got to the US. I think a couple of days later I was driving on D. I don't know, maybe we were going to eat or something. And we still talk about all of these things every once in a while. D is always like trying to encourage me. And I got a call from a friend. His name is Michael. And then Michael we're talking about, I think, maybe tour or music stuff. And then I put in that, bro, how about, are you gonna get married soon or something like that? I will say, yeah, man. If I see woman now, I'm getting married. That's what we're having fun, just laughing about it. Until the guy now says, oh yeah, I have this girl, but what are you looking at? I say, number one, the girl must be below 30. Number one.
Can you imagine? How old are you?
30.
Please defend.
I was 41
Yeah.
then, or 41 or 4. But listen, I have this whole childlike personality, fun, playful. I don't want to marry somebody that would treat me like a mother. You know what I'm saying? I've had time and season with my mother.
That's a nice way to say it.
and my mother's season, being a mother to me has passed. I'm the one taking care of her now, but I don't want another mother over my life. So I wanted somebody young and all of those things. So anyways.
And just to let you guys know, I'm 33, so I did not meet
Then you were what?
the qualification. I was 32, so I didn't meet the qualifications.
So by the time he told me, so he first sent me, he told me that if you meet this girl, I can remember clearly, do you remember, you will leave wherever you are and fly to Maryland now. Me and you will laugh so hard at him saying this guy is not okay.
And then I'm gonna feed him my part of the story, because this was around the same time. Like, he told you about me, and then he called me. He actually sent me a message on Instagram first, and I used to work with Michael because I worked with a Nigerian artist a few years back named Uche Agu, and Michael was Uche's manager, and I would travel with Uche and do events like in the DMV area. So me and Michael had a working relationship. So when he messaged me, I assumed it was like work related. And at the time I wasn't really able to like do anything extra. I was doing a lot of stuff with my job in DC. So I was like, all right, I'll get around to, hitting him up. And maybe like a day or two had passed, and I guess I wasn't quick enough. So he had called me, and I was just getting home from the grocery store. And this is so funny because it's something that I've always said, like, as a single woman, I was like, oh, I have to get out there. I have to meet people, I have to put myself out there because my husband isn't just gonna meet me in my living room.
That's
it was kind of like,
though.
yeah. So but God did what he wanted to do. Like, God is gonna do it, period. Because my husband met me in my living room. No, literally, in a way of saying.
Before he did that, he had actually sent your picture to me. And so when he asked me, what's the age range again? I said, below 30. And I said, I said, okay, let me confirm. By the time he told me she was 32, he now said, no need. He now sent me a couple of other pictures, some other babes, that how about this, like 3 other pictures. And when he sent those pictures, me and we were looking at the pictures, and forgive us as men, we were saying, and I said, bro, this other one that you said, I know I said below 30, but this other one that you say is over 30, can I tell me more about her? He said, but you said you don't want anything. I said, I still want to know more about her. And then, and that also speaks of the fact that, sometimes you have your own plans and things that you have detailed,
and
but God, so you don't always allow your will to get into the will of God. Anyways, that's how he now said he was going to speak to you and get your contact and send to me. It also means that this whole introduction thing still works if you meet the right people.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's how we started talking. I remember the day I spoke to her first.
So wait, I haven't finished.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was at home, and Michael called me, and we did kind of like small talk. Hey, how are you? How have you been? And then he said, "Are you dating anyone?" And instantly my interest was piqued, because like he just said, when you know quality people, decent people, I had an expectation that Michael wasn't just going to introduce me to anybody, so I was kind of interested already before he even said who it was. And then when he said who it was, I had heard his name before, but outside of the Nara song, that's how you say it, right?
Nara.
Nara.
No, Nara.
Y'all's gonna be a whole video of that, because the way I say things.
Nara.
Anyway, we're good.
Okay.
So outside of that song, I hadn't heard much about him, but I was definitely interested, So I Googled him really quick while we were on the phone, and I asked Michael. It's funny enough, I asked Michael his age too. So I was like, I think he's a little older. And he, confirmed my age. He's like, you'll be fine. Just go with it. amazing. You know, he's international minister. He's doing great things. Like, I think you guys, if nothing else, will make good friends. I think you should talk. So he gave my husband my contact info. We ended up talking the next day. Rewind back a little bit. Immediately when I got off the phone with Michael, I called my mom, and it just felt different. I was like, okay, I'm interested in meeting this guy. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I called my mom, and I was super excited. I shared with her what had just happened. So we talked the next day, and you can pick up from there.
And one of the things that I think ladies should pay attention to is, as men, because I've met a couple of other ladies before now, but the moment I meet somebody that was crazy about the Team Godfrey, because I don't want people to love Team Godfrey as a brand. I want you to know me as I'm Chidi, that is my Igbo name, or as the real person behind the brand. And so people meet me and they are really excited about the brand Team Godfrey, and the moment I notice that, it puts me off. I just want you to be real with me, because I have my dreams, I have things that I really want to do, but I don't want you to worship me. I don't want you to. I want people that will be real to me, be honest with me. And any man that would not want that from you, start checking it again, because that was one of the major. So the fact that she didn't know much about me was a plus for me, because it meant that she would focus on who she's meeting, not the brand out there. So because people always have this whole thing about what they call celebrity, and you see people are not being genuine, being real, and they just live a fake life with the guy, even when they are suffering. But I wanted somebody that, you know how they will not want to tell the person the truth, even when the person is wrong, they want to just cover up and everything. But I wanted somebody that would tell me the truth and be honest with me and everything. So that's something that also was very important for me, that she didn't know much about me. So anyway, I gave her a call. That day we were going to eat with a couple of friends. Dee was also there with, I think, Dee's wife and a couple of people. I can't remember who else was there. But as we were about getting to the restaurant, we came down from the car. Somebody said, you've not called this babe, call her now. I just said, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I just said, okay. I was shaking when I was going to make the call. And I picked up and I dialed. And I think she picked. And they got into the restaurant to go and eat. When they got into the restaurant to go and eat, we started this conversation that was supposed to be like an introduction kind of conversation for maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it was very long. Yeah,
we talked for almost an hour our first time talking. So yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell how we were introduced. And we have some more questions, so I want us to kind of like roll along, you know.
Me, I'm just liking all this. Maybe this will be just one episode of how we're introduced. But that was a special day in my life. Do you know the exact date that was?
That was August. I want to say we talked on the 5th. It's okay for me not to really know this date because it's not our wedding.
At least she does not know this date. Me, I don't know any date.
Jesus, you know dates.
In fact, you know, I used to forget my birthday before.
Don't get me started on that. That's a whole nother topic. The 5th, we actually talked on the phone on the 5th. Michael introduced, told me about you on the 4th of August, 2021.
So y'all need anniversary for when y'all
we got anniversaries all over.
Listen, anniversary.
People had a problem with our proposal anniversary. I was like, why y'all hating? We are in love. We're gonna celebrate everything.
What was your first impression of each other after you met for the first time?
First impression after the first conversation was like, okay, you know, he's really interesting. We had amazing conversation the very first time. And that's something I appreciated. Just being able to talk to somebody who can like engage you in you know, every topic kind of. So my interest was piqued. And then over the course of like the few weeks of us talking before we met, I'm just gonna call it what it is. Fear had me digging my heels. Like I was stopping and going quite often, just based off of like little things. Like I had a laundry list of things that my relationship needed to check off, and things they needed to include and not include, just because of past experiences. I'm like, you know what? I need to know what I want and what I don't want and be able to identify it. And with him, there were days, you know, where I was going back and forth, and I literally had to pray, like, God help me. So initially I was conflicted, and then we met And the first,
No. Are we going to where we met yet?
yeah, because it's first impression. So I'm giving first impression we first talked, and the first
thought you
impression
met.
when we met.
Okay.
So first impression when we met, I picked him up from the airport, and I was like, okay, you know, nice guy. He gave me a big hug. And then I took him to his hotel, and in my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna drop him off at his hotel. I'm gonna go back home and get dressed because in a few hours I plan for us to go.
Let me just keep quiet.
I planned for us to go to dinner at his hotel. He was staying at a hotel in DC, and I lived in Maryland, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes outside of DC. So I was gonna go back home and get changed. And when I got to the front of his hotel, he's like, "You're not coming up?" And in my mind, I'm like, "No, it's just me and you. Why am I going into your hotel room?" You know, like I said on the last video, I've grown to be very, very, very careful with these situations I put myself in, you know, just so you can take responsibility and accountability. So I was like, okay, let me relax a little bit because nothing will happen that I don't want to happen. So I'm gonna give a little grace. So we went upstairs, and fast forward past the specifics. Wait, I'm gonna let them know.
It's gonna be 4 hours.
Fast forward past like the specifics of every single thing we talked about that day in his hotel room. I had decided that we were not going to talk past that night. I felt like the conversation kind of, was doing blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
let me explain.
Thank God for your life, but
now what she's trying to say right now, for those of people like us that don't understand too much American English, is that on that day we met first, she was saying that it was over. But let me go back to my first impression. Like meeting her talking to her on the phone was really beautiful. I enjoyed every bit of it. I discovered that she was a godly person, she was spiritual, and she was intelligent. Because one thing for me that is very key is to have intelligent conversation with people. I mean, there are some people you talk with, you just know that this thing is just package. There's nothing inside. But talking with her was really beautiful, and I was excited. Yes, I know. Oh my God. After that day, we spoke, and like she said, it was beautiful. And I called Dee and Esther was the only people that I was talking to about this whole relationship thing, because me, I'm a bit of a private person when it comes to personal stuff. I was keeping them very quiet, but I told them, man, I spoke to her. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyways, fast forward to when we met face to face. So I was gonna leave the country. I think maybe it was there. I said, I think you should just go. You remember that Michael had said that if you meet this girl, you're going to jump into the plane and fly
yeah,
to.
he came to Maryland.
And we laughed at Michael, just like Sarah laughed when she heard that she was going to have a baby. And that laugh, the prophecy, right now, Michael was a prophet. I saw myself in the plane. I saw myself buy tickets to go and look for a woman. I've never done that before in my life. Yeah, I did it. I did that, and I'm happy I did it. Anyways, flew, landed, and she was to pick me, and I was asking which car, By the way, her car was beautiful, and then
I had a Camaro 2015.
Camaro, yeah. So yeah. Anyways, by the time this babe, you know how you see, there's something about, and this is also another lesson to learn, because I try to get lessons from this thing. You know how when you see people's picture on Instagram or people send you their picture, they've done makeover. There's even makeup and makeover. They've changed their whole face, and then they're looking so beautiful online. Please, sister, please, brother, make sure that what you look in real life
is real,
better than what you look, because Instagram and social media has messed up a lot of things. So the beautiful thing about this was that when I saw her face to face, I'm being very honest, and God is my witness, she was more beautiful than any picture that was sent to me. She not just beautiful, you know, when there's a difference between neat and clean. Some people, they neat, then they clean. She was neat, she was clean, skin popping. Oh my shot type. I can still remember she was wearing, I think, is it a dark or ash colored dress?
It was a black dress.
Black dress, I remember. And she just came out, it was like, you know, oh my God! Oh my God! I'm having cold. Look at. Oh
my God!
I was blessed by seeing her. I said, oh no! And by the way, just so you know, men are attracted by physical
They
stuff.
are. And
but
that's not
she
wrong.
Didn't even dress. It wasn't like a crazy dress. It was just a simple dress.
Black sundress.
Simple, absolutely simple. Somebody else would have dressed and packaged and done everything before. And when I got into the car. The first thing I told her was that you look much more beautiful than what I saw. And then I think I said something like, you're my wife or something.
That was later that night. So
the first day I met her,
to the hotel.
I was sure that this is my wife. I was absolutely sure. But let me fast forward.
Just to give a little context, we had talked for like a month, maybe 3 weeks to a month before he came to Maryland.
Yeah. Anyways, by the time I got to the hotel, when I said let's go, because I was not thinking anything. I said let's say go upstairs. No, I said what? Yes. She was not gonna actually honestly go upstairs with me.
I wasn't.
Yeah, I said, well, this is my sister in the Lord. Anyway, she finally got upstairs. Guess what? We're gisting and talking.
Oh, he had flowers waiting for me, you guys.
Yes.
It was so sweet.
And
so he had flowers waiting for me, and I thought it was so sweet. And I was like, oh, thank you so much.
I dropped it.
And then I put I didn't drop them.
Okay,
I placed the flowers down on the table. And to this day, he makes mention of how I didn't appreciate the flowers enough. And I told him at the time, and this is like a testament of like how I had to break out of that
room or something. I can't remember what happened.
Yeah,
that day.
that don't matter.
So
wait. But it's just
I think you said you were trying to
of,
look at the other rooms or make sure that the room is something like that. That's why you dropped it quickly.
Yeah.
And I thought she was going, oh.
But this is
because of what I watch in movies.
Wait, baby. But this is a testament of how I had to break out of like this independent mindset I had because.
Okay. Sorry.
Because at this time, like maybe a month prior, I had started buying myself fresh flowers weekly. And I think because I had started doing that for myself, someone else doing it for me, I appreciated it, but it wasn't like, you know? I was like, I appreciate this. This is beautiful. Thank you. And I sat them down.
That's still another
And I went through the room and I just, checked out the room and I was like, this is nice.
I want to say that because most people wait for men to buy them stuff. As a lady, even as a father, I have a beautiful princess. I want to bless her with everything that she needs so that not the slightest of gift from men gets her to get excited and lose her mind. Anyways, let me just wrap up this. So we got to the room, sat down, and we're talking. It was a beautiful conversation. Sitting there, I still have the video. Yes, I still have the videos of some of the conversation. I remember that I did a video the first day I met my wife and all of those things. And then because I'm a bit of a free person that I can discuss anything, and from a sincere, innocent point of view and mindset,
how free?
I just said, and when was the last time you have sex or
Child,
something?
it was the most random question. I said,
No. Like I literally asked her, when was the last time you had sex?
And I was just like,
we're meeting for the first time?
Mr. Krabs. I just didn't understand what was happening.
And
it made me very uncomfortable.
That was when she made up her mind.
And that's when I made up my mind that we were not going to dinner that night. That this was probably not the person for me. Just because I think you need to listen to, what's going on in your body. And the Lord helped me to process that, because nobody's perfect. He was nervous. I was nervous. Sometimes you just have word vomit.
I was shaking that day.
But I told him, I'm going to go home. I'm going to excuse myself. And that we did it. I decided I was not going to talk to him anymore after that.
Oh my
evening.
God. Bye-bye.
So thank you guys for joining us for another video. We're taking you guys small, through our meeting and our relationship.
Small is in Nigeria accent.
We're taking you guys through our relationship. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and share. Because other people can be blessed by this content as well.
That's my wife.